because you have such a love for black people that for whatever reason that translates to hate for white folks?
Absolutely not, because if that were true, why do I get so many requests for help from white parents?
That's right.
Why do I get so many requests for help from Asian parents, Arab parents? They don't have a problem texting my phone saying, hey, can I pay this consultation? I need you to look at my child's psychological evaluation. I never get apprehension from white parents when they need my help on special education or mental health cases. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if
he'd have to prove that to me. Like, bro, is there any mental patients that are not black that see Dr. Umar? Actually, Dr. Umar even have time to be a regular therapist anymore or child therapist anymore?
He still does consultations.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, I guess.
it were that bad, I would assume they would not be reaching out to me. They have no issue reaching out to me. And they don't go through a filter. They come direct. Even the snow bunnies. Listen, I know how you feel about that. I need help with my son. He's a white boy, blonde hair, blue eyes. Will you help us? Pay the fee, I got you.
And if you hated them, you wouldn't offer the help.
Why would I help them at all? You see what I'm saying? And some of them buy my book too. They say, hey, I know your book is towards black families, but the information in there, we can use it too.
I would have to press him on that. Like, all right, what are you telling him? Like, what are you going to tell this white boy to keep him away from a black woman? What are you going to tell this black woman to keep him away from a white boy? Like, I think we got to press him on points like this to make it sound like, bro, is it even like plausible? Like, is it possible? Can we even do that?
So, do white parents ever call you and say, hey, my white son or my white daughter is into this black boy or black girl, and we want to erase them from there? Do they ever call you for that?
No, I get the opposite. I'll get the black mother who would say, Dr. Umar, my son is bunny hopping, and it looks like he has a point of no return. Can you help me out? That's what I get.
Do you have a camp? Because that'd be cool. Like, you put them
I need a camp. I need a camp. That's a good idea.
So what they do call
bunny
you?
hopping recovery camp. Bunny Hoppers Anonymous camp. I need a camp. That's not a bad idea. That is a very good idea. You just gave me an idea.
So when they do call you, how do you break it down?
Oh my God, they be upset. Like, Dr. Umar, you taking a white girl to the prom, and I thought that was it. No. She's living with him in his dorm. No. They're about to move in together. No. She's pregnant now. Whoa. What can I do? And the first thing I say to the black mother is, are you sure you did not model love or addiction to whiteness before your son? Because many of these mothers who have an issue with their son with the white girl got blonde hair, blonde weave. You see what I'm saying? The green contacts. Like, I'm looking at how you present.
Yeah, we remember when y'all was wearing the green, the blue contacts with the straight hair, just trying to look like a white girl. And then all of a sudden, y'all just want to be, well, I'm talking to black women when I say this. Oh, we're better than white girls. Oh, they copy us and all that. I'm like, yeah, but y'all trying to fake their eye colors. Probably about good, like, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, give or take. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, y'all kind of got to chill with that. Because back in the day, if you want to wire your son like a white boy, well, let's be real. You was a black woman with blonde hair and green eyes. Like, make it make sense, sweetheart. And then you're mad that your son was white.
Then yourself, you look like you're trying to be a white girl. So if the mother is imitating whiteness, why wouldn't the son be attracted to it? Because your first love affair is with your mother, not sexually, psychosocially. So therefore, if I see my mother imitating white women, are you not indirectly through your behavior suggesting that I date white females? So I think a lot of black mothers have to really check themselves.
I don't know. Did your mom ever wear any of that wild stuff? Like, mine hasn't.
Nah, I never really tried to conform to that image for real.
Yeah, my mom had natural hair or like baby to weave and then dreads. Like, that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Themselves with regard to how they're modeling the fact that they believe within themselves as a woman that white women are more attractive.
Man, I want to ask you something Columbus Short said since we talking about that.
Sure.
He said he got some heat for saying that black men are dating outside their race because most black women are raised by single mothers and absentee fathers and taught a don't need a man mentality. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, here's what I would say to my brother Columbus Short, and I'm a fan of his. Are we not all victims of the systemic oppression and injustice that racism has introduced into our community? So just as you have black women who didn't grow up with their father, you have black men who didn't grow up with their fathers or their mothers. In other words, why is it acceptable for the black man raised by a black woman without his dad to reject a black woman raised by her mother without her dad. I think sometimes black men can be guilty of a double standard where we want a perfect offering when we ourselves are not a perfect offering. And to that point, I think black men need to recognize the fact that one of the reasons we have so much conflict with black women is because we don't operate on a masculine platform with our women all the time. We tend to operate on a female platform. For example,
Hey, basically most of y'all niggas is sassy pretty much.
Yep.
Oh,
She get
that's
mad
tough.
with you instead of being a rock or a pillar and, you know, just kind of holding frame. You tend to get sassy right back with her. Like, you get loud with her. Y'all in there arguing about your shouting match, and bro, it's like your tampon hanging out your shorts.
Okay, well, okay.
Yeah, not for real. Some of y'all niggas don't know how to. Some of y'all niggas don't know how to have a conversation with a female without it leading to an argument. It doesn't need to be an argument every time. Like, you as a man should be able to compartmentalize your emotions, have the temperance to have a conversation with her, regardless if it gets heated or not. Without, man, you going back and forth with her, bro. It sound like two bitches or two cats going back and forth.
Oh God, low key. So yeah, like really, if you can't just low key, just walk away. If you can't talk calmly, if you see yourself raising an octave, bro, just walk away, disappear. Like goodbye.
but when the woman gets angry, rather than you trying to understand your queen non-emotionally, see, you can't have both people in a relationship with a low emotional IQ. Because if both people in a home, if you and your wife both have a low emotional IQ, if you and your wife both have a low emotional IQ, y'all gonna argue over everything because nobody says, I am not going to emote over this. I'm not going to deal with this with feelings. I'm going to use reason and intelligence. That's what the man is supposed to do. Yeah. But guess what we do? Raised by single mothers, many of us, we reflect right back to them that emotional trauma that they throwing on us. So in essence, you have two.
AKA, you can't go tap with a girl, man.
Never win, bro.
You stupid.
It ends up making you look bad.
You stupid.
Like, that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're prone to doing. But you, I hate to say it, stooping to her level like that, G, and you supposed to be the man? It's not a good look.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Got you out there just looking.
Sassy. So sassy.
Great.
Two females arguing, although one is in a man's body. Black men have to start being masculine and less feminine. All this cattiness, this back and forth between black men and black women on the internet, that is feminine and feminine. Masculinity don't operate like that. Masculinity wants to understand where the woman is coming from. Masculinity wants to then intervene, study himself, evaluate his behavior, and try to level up to where she needs him to be. But arguing back and forth with women as a man, that's anti-masculine behavior. What we really need is some testosterone shots. We need more testosterone because black men are mimicking female.
We need to start putting y'all pussy boys on TRT, man. Before 40, apparently, because it's like, yeah, y'all can look too soft out here.
And I feel like, I mean, regardless of what it's transformed into now, I feel like that's what the red pill movement was kind of founded on. The ideology, the idea, like, it's masculinity is kind of missing in today's society. This new generation, they over feminized, don't know how to be a man, what it takes to be a man. So I feel like we had that movement, but you know, it was kind of hijacked by some disingenuous people, and now it's kind of been stigmatized. But
yeah, wanted to sell courses and I don't know, bad
look
game.
like the man, play the man,
Gotcha, bitch.
play as the man on the internet, and really they ain't got shit going on in real life, and we ain't gonna name nobody or anything like that. But y'all know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So we had our movement, but you know, niggas can't have nice shit.
Yeah, but now we're trying to separate the real from the fake.
Behavior emotionally, and they're not even recognizing it.
I know a lot of women who have high emotional IQs who don't get caught up in the petty back and forth.
Yes, sir.
either.
Yes, sir. But normally, more often than not, it's supposed to be the male. Sometimes the woman does have that, which is good, but that also speaks to the fact that the women are becoming more masculinized and the men are becoming more effeminized, not in terms of sexuality, but in terms of personality, the way that we are engaging each other. And the back and forth male-female thing, if we want to get real basic about it, you're dealing with two traumatized people who have not healed themselves, and now they're trying to make a healthy relationship. Two unhappy people cannot make a healthy relationship. It is impossible. You cannot get water from oil. You can't get oil from water. If she's traumatized because her father abandoned her and he's traumatized because his mother chose her second husband over him, you got to deal with those unmet childhood issues. Most of us are still dealing with unmet childhood issues, and we're given the responsibility to our partner to heal us from demons that can only be healed with our parents. My wife can't undo what my mama did. I got to work with my mama. Your husband can't undo what your daddy did. You got to work with your husband. But because we don't want to go back into the pain, because we've often eliminated those people from our lives, we just say,
or, you know, fake self-proclaimed healed. Yeah, y'all let her do that, but ain't healed nothing, though.
you know what, I'm going to have to work on this with my husband. I'm going to have to work on this with my wife. They can be a support for you, but they can't be the solution. We have too many spiritual vampires floating around the black community. These are emotionally toxic people who don't present themselves as they are to the opposite sex. They present their social self, their psychological mask, and you don't realize who they really are, Envy and Charlemagne, until somebody gets pregnant, y'all move in together, get married, or get engaged. The whole time y'all were dating, it was perfect. You see, I've been dating my queen for 10 years. We never had an issue. Get married, divorced in 6 months. You know why? Because once y'all moved in that house together, your ego no longer wants to lie to her, Envy. Your ego no longer wants to lie to her, Charlemagne. And her ego doesn't want to lie to you. So yeah, you start seeing things that you never saw 10, 20 years when y'all were dating. Because in close proximity, the ego drops its mask.
Damn.
Wow.
Dr. Umar ain't playing today.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. There's a lot of things to talk about.
Do I think President Biden should step down? I got a couple answers to that. On the one end, presidents don't make the final decisions anyway. So because they are puppets, it really wouldn't matter if he stepped down or not. However, from an optics perspective,
What did he say?
his showing against Donald Trump in that debate didn't look good at all, even though they only 3 years apart, right? On the flip side, I'm not too sure the Democratic Party is ready to anoint Kamala Harris as quote-unquote commander-in-chief, because as you know, in the post-Barack Obama era, the last thing poor white America wants to see is another black person as commander-in-chief. So,
Well, no, if Kamala Harris actually was like a competent person, then yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. If she actually had some political savvy, then yeah, we'd have lined her up. But she's no Michelle Obama, and she's not even really a Nikki Haley. That's setting the bar low. So since she's none of those, they can't bring her up.
I don't think that was.
So I don't think they necessarily.
Kamala. I think they just wanted her to serve as a token black woman. She commanded 90+% of the female black vote, and she's really more of a mascot than an actual candidate. Like that's all she served as. We've barely seen.
Gotcha, bitch.
Played on female emotions.
Shit, think about it. Even now, the conversation has shifted. Like, oh man, is Kamala gonna be the next president? Is Joe gonna step to the side? We still ain't seen her come out and show her face. It's like they scared for her to hop on the mic.
Bruh.
Yeah, because we know how dumb she sounds and how informed she really is. That's the problem. Like, Biden's a bumbling idiot, but Kamala, she's just all the way misinformed. It'd be scary just to see that we had both of those people in office.
Or she's just a bimbo and she got her position because she... Oh, never mind, my bad.
You want to go that route. They don't have to.
My bad.
There's others as well. But at the end of the day, both men are extremely up there in age, because I don't want to be a senior shamer, if you would, right? Because seniors are just as capable intellectually, many of them, as those of us in our age bracket. At the same time, they're still the two oldest men to ever run and rerun for president of the United States. But you know what? Doesn't that also speak to the weaknesses in both parties?
That's right.
If Joe
that
Biden
is concerning, though. All BS aside, and I have no problem saying this because I'm not no Trump fanboy. I get on here damn near every stream and say that. I don't have a political side, but when both of our candidates are like 75+ years old, damn near 80 years old, it gives me an uneasy feeling. And I don't know if it's because of my generation or what, but I'm just like, damn, we couldn't have no 40, 50-year-old serving even a 60-year-old candidate. Like, why are both of our candidates gonna be 80+ by the time the next term is done?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Honestly,
I think we need some youth injected into the White House.
That's why I was honestly going for Vivek. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like the idea. I'm like, all right, he's young, family man, all that good stuff. From Ohio. We still had that badge. But, you know, you're right, though. Having two old men, it kind of does make us worry about, all right, well, who's the successor? Where are we going?
Yeah, honestly.
But at least Trump could kind of put us in the right direction. All right, well, we're kind of going in the
JD
Vance
Vance direction.
But Biden's like, yeah, well, we're going in the Kamala Harris direction, and everybody looking at that
Nope.
shit like,
I wonder if they regret
don't
that
know.
choice, that pairing by
Yeah.
this point. Because if you think if he had a competent VP, he would have been able to kind of like step to the side
Hit
and
the switcheroo. And
yeah, like
we're
listen,
good.
like I am getting old. I am kind of worse off than I was 4 years ago. But my VP is such a strong candidate, man. I ain't got no issue handing him the ball and shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, and y'all should be good with it too.
Biden is the best the Democratic National Committee has. If Donald Trump is the best the Republican National Committee has, what is that saying about the talent y'all incubating?
That's right.
So what do you think about, blacks loving Donald Trump so much, shaking his hand, kissing his hand, rubbing his back, saying we support it? What do you think about that?
Slave master syndrome, white Jesus syndrome. We don't care if the white
man,
Jesus
come
wears
on.
red or
Are
blue.
you
We don't
serious?
care what side of the aisle
Come
that they're
on.
on. Black America suffers from battered spouse syndrome envy. And what battered spouse syndrome speaks to is the fact that no matter how bad you beat me up, if I believe I need you in order to survive, I'm never going anywhere. And part of our problem, part of the equation to our problem.
Damn, I don't even think age can be an excuse anymore, bro. Putin's 71, and we've seen how he's ruling his country pretty well.
Now I'm not trying to be ageist or anything. It's just
71? Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, friends are right, bro. He's like, bro, always looked like he's 50 his entire life. He looked like he was 50.
Yeah, 20
Even
years
when he
ago, he
was
looked the
30, he
same,
looked
yeah.
50.
low key.
Oh, man.
As American Africans, why we don't do anything on our own is we are
Somebody need to
often
hop
waiting
and
for the
ask Putin
great
what his
white
health
savior to
plan
come.
is.
This is a message that has been rehearsed for us in church. We get it in the media. We get it in the black community. So black people will never, ever abandon their hope of a white savior coming to save them. Donald Trump has no record whatsoever of saving black folks. When people ask me, who you
All the
going to
world
vote for
leaders are
at this
70
point,
plus, dude.
neither one of them are going to get my vote.
JP.
I considered Cornel West because I love Dr. West.
So it's not even
Intelligent,
about age.
strong.
So yeah, we can't even bring age into the topic because most of the strongest world leaders are over 70. All of them. Like China, like X-Ping, J-Ping. Oh, bro. 71. Oh, shit! I think we got this dictator here, Alexander Lux. I don't know where he dictates, but he's 79. We got India's prime minister or whatever they got going on. He's 73.
Damn.
Yeah, so Trump 78, Biden 81, and Putin 71. Yeah, it's damn near like you can't even say age at this point.
These niggas be old, still kicking.
Still kicking, still eating.
Good natured, but he's a bunny hopper,
That's
so
how
he
you
can't
take
get
care
my
of
vote.
yourself.
Now, when I
He's a
come back to
bunny
Donald
hopper.
Trump and Joe
I
Biden,
know.
I look at the fact that Donald Trump signed 13 federal death executions while he was president. More than half of them was signed after Joe Biden won the election. Think about that now. Biden gets elected in November, sworn in January. Between that time, Donald Trump executes half of those 13 people. 5 of them were black men, and 2 of those black men were presumed innocent, and their attorneys had introduced a stay of execution to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court turned them down, and Donald Trump executed those brothers. So when I hear black men say, I'm voting for Donald Trump because he's going to bring more money and economic vitality into the black community, I say, what about the fact that he's out here killing black folks, you understand, without no remorse at all? Signing those type of federal death warrants. 2 brothers was murdered within 24 hours of each other. One of them was 40 years old, and he was the first person to be murdered in 70 years for a crime he committed as a teenager. And in one of those cases, about 6 of the jurors said they would have changed their decision on the death sentence had they knew the information that the prosecution had withheld from them. That's why the attorney wanted to stay of execution to give the defense time to reformulate the argument. In Supreme Court, Snow Bunny, Clarence Thomas, and that crew said no, and Donald Trump signed his life away. So you got to look at that. You also got to look at the fact that Donald Trump wants to give police 100% immunity.
That's right.
Wait a minute. Look how they killing us now. So now you're telling me that
100% of me.
I don't know about
anything
that.
the police do,
I think
sometimes
that's that
you really-
Project 2025.
Yeah, I'm about to say you really gotta fact check some of this shit as they say it, because they'll get on here and say such a strong point like that. It does elicit a strong response. Like, hold on, what? He wants to make all police immunity, and no police can get charged for any crime. Like, so it does kind of elicit that like jerk response, that knee jerk response. But a lot of times you gotta fact check that shit.
I know.
Gotcha, bitch.
Bro, it's really a gotcha moment. It really is a gotcha moment because, like, bro, he did not say that. Like,
You
to be honest
stupid.
with you, I'm pretty sure you just saying that. Yeah, we should probably just up
Bruh.
police, up up the police on there, up their numbers, and let's not be so strict on what they're doing. Like,
And you know what's funny? The police received the most support under whose administration? The Obama administration. That's when they became the most militarized. Yeah, riot shields, AR-15 style weapons. That happened under the Obama administration. And you know why? Because niggas actually pay attention to history. You can't revise this shit after it happened.
In their line of duty, they cannot be held accountable for making bad mistakes and bad decisions. And you want to put that back in office? That's thirsty black